Where is Oklahoma at in all of the polls, the rankings, ratings, power rankings, football power index? So much to discuss. Oklahoma versus the nation. We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Locked On Sooners fans, we have an important request. Locked On wants to hear from you. We've put together a survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcasts even better. This is your chance to tell us what you like, what you don't, and answer questions about our advertising. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes the survey will be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Again, that's lockedonpodcast.com/survey. You can also find the link in the bio. Show notes. Thanks for helping us out. And again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, Jay, the Oklahoma Sooners entered the USLBM coaches poll, coming in at number 24 in the nation, moving up 2 spots from the others receiving votes category to 24. In the ranking, stayed at number 18 in the AP poll. We're still at 10 in the JP poll, a power rating, not a power ranking. And Stanford Steve had him where? Was it, 13?
Yeah, number 13 on the Stanford Steve top 15, which moves us right above Auburn and Michigan. So the JP poll is interesting, as a lot of people don't understand the rating versus a ranking, because in there, Texas is still above Ohio State, as in that if they were on a neutral site, Texas would still be favored in that game. And granted, I agree, Texas would be favored against Ohio State on a neutral site because both defenses play really good. And Texas, once again, the one thing that rating system, Vegas and all of them don't take in consideration is exactly how a team performs at certain spots on the field. And Texas has like this big wall of kryptonite in front of them at the 1 yard line against a lot of teams, including Oklahoma, to where they struggle to be able to score past the one. It's like it's not allowed to. It's like
Arizona State, Ohio State. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like they just get stopped right when they get there. So, yeah, we kind of figured that was kind of the thing that was going to happen. So, I digress. Us at number 10 on the JP poll, that means that even in the conversations that Josh Pate had with like FanDuel odds makers and stuff, they believe that there's only 9 other teams that would be rated higher than Oklahoma spread wise on the road. Like right now, Oklahoma is still about a 5.5 point favorite. And we'll talk about that with FanDuel a little bit later, but Oklahoma's sitting pretty good in a lot of these games. So I like where we're at. Like, for example, AP poll here. Let's pull this up. We didn't move. We stayed at 18. Everybody else moved around. You saw a little bit of movement to others, but, Texas dropped like they're supposed to. The poll here makes a lot of sense when you look at it. The blowout, yes, makes sense that Alabama falls as far as they did. I guess they're going to probably be the one team that's in the top of the AP poll to start the year that's going to be unranked by the end of the season, maybe?
It's certainly a possibility. I'm not going to put it past them. The game looks a whole lot different right now than it did before the season started. I don't know if the Alabama team that we see in November isn't going to be a better team than what we saw against Florida State week 1. I think maybe Florida State might have caught them off guard coming off of a 2-10 season instead of Oklahoma going down to Tuscaloosa fresh off of a 24-3 beatdown in Norman the year before, looking to exact some revenge. I think the motivations might be a little bit different, but I feel like where Oklahoma's at 18 feels reasonable. They still have a lot to prove as a team. A lot of people think maybe they shouldn't even be a top 25 team yet, but that's kind of where things stand right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that you even though they did get blown out, you probably should swap them in Florida State. You probably should make them like 26. But I get why they are at, they're going to still be ranked. They were ranked very highly to start the year. That's the one thing I hate about rankings, the rankings coming out so early in the season. I like that, week 4 gives us an idea of who is what. But for Oklahoma, Michigan being ranked where they are, we get this win. We get this dub. This is going to move us up. And I know a lot of y'all fans don't care. Like, why are you talking about rankings? Just go out there and win, blah, blah, blah. It's interesting to see kind of what everybody else's view of us is. And that helps in shaping the narrative and the conversation for us going forward. Like, for example, if John Mateer goes out here, throws for another 300 yards, runs for 100 yards, he's the favorite for the Heisman at that point, right? Even 2 weeks in, right?
Yeah, I would think so, because it would be a marquee performance on a primetime stage against a top 15 opponent, 2 years removed from the national championship. Like, all of the key words that you'd want in a Heisman race would sit there before John Mateer. Now he has to go do it. He has to go perform well. Shoot, even if he throws for 225, runs for another 50, has 2 to 3 total touchdowns, Oklahoma wins, that's going to put him even further along in the Heisman race. Because already after week 1, he jumped to the top of the odds sheet in a lot of places. Over at DraftKings, he was number 2. I think at FanDuel, maybe he jumped up to number 1. Like, it shifted big time with just that 392-yard passing performance against Illinois State. So everybody seems to be expecting him to continue to produce at a very high level, or they're trying to grab people's money while the iron is hot. They're trying to strike while the iron is hot, as opposed to waiting for the dip, and then nobody's going to be laying money on him. I don't put me inside the head of a gambler. I can't get there. But Oklahoma is a good football team, and yet it still has a lot to prove. So I can understand the argument, both sides of it. Like, don't rank Oklahoma. They don't deserve to be ranked. It's fine. Go win it, and go prove who you are on the football field. And they will in time.
Yeah.
If they do it this Saturday night, I think everybody will feel really comfortable about where Oklahoma's headed this season.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those. If Oklahoma pulls this off, which right now 5.5 point favorites on FanDuel, I expect us to cover that spread. I think we should win by a touchdown, and it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be some exhaustion. The blessing there is, though, we get a little bit a slight cupcake next week. Now Kent State, it was a Temple. We traveled to Temple. Temple looks pretty. The quarterback, that new quarterback they got out there, he played against us last year, but they were out there looking a little coherent. So it's going to be an interesting one in that travel. But at the same time, the good thing is it's opportunity to rest and prepare for Auburn coming to town. So the polls are always intriguing. Like I said, it's intriguing to see where the narratives are around us, and that's what makes them worth talking about. So don't get mad at us. It's totally worth it.
I think what we're seeing in the AP poll this year especially is, if you win and you win a big-time game, you're going to get rewarded for it. And if you lose to a team you shouldn't, you're going to get severely punished for it. So we'll see what Oklahoma does this Saturday and where they rank this time next week in the AP and the USLBM coaches poll. Actually, those will come out on Sunday this week, because we don't have Sunday night games and Monday night games. It's Saturdays and we're done. So we'll continue to break all that down. Sometime in October, we get the college football playoff rankings. I want to say it's like end of October. Or
it's end of October.
November.
Yeah. It's like 8 weeks in. So yeah.
So, and those will be the rankings that matter the most, but they do take into account a lot of what happens the first, half of the season. So every game matters, and how you perform in each game matters as well. So Oklahoma, they broke the ice in the Sooner State in the 2026 recruiting class. Let's talk about their latest commitment coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.